I used to flip my badge, yeah, I'm a CNO, but we're one nurse. We're in this together, for the good of the patient, and we work together as nurses, for the good of humanity. And we continue to be guardians of human caring.
We are one nurse. I love that. That's amazing. That's to me so simple. And as we walk forward into today and tomorrow and the days ahead of us, I love that. That's like a mantra. That means that we are the collective. Collective consciousness is emerging.
Yeah, it is. It is. And that's where, when you had asked about vision, it's a collective science, like you said, and I know we've talked before about this ripple effect, but I see that this rippling, this Caritas, this caring science, this melding of science, understanding the theory and the practices is part of our art form. And we all are so different in our art forms, which is the beauty of it all. And collectively, like you're saying, we're continuing the ripple effect for human caring, as we all acknowledge we are one nurse, and take all those lessons learned and mentor the nurses of the future.
We organize ourselves as resources for each other.
So I think some way of creating an easy methodology to connect mentor-mentee together. And we have to be brave because this thing, not new to us, as far as entrepreneurs or, and some of the things that we just take for granted, that this is part of our profession. This is what we do. We have to be innovative. We have to be creative. We're used to having barriers thrown at us, and we find our workarounds, and we those ways to be successful because we're here to serve humanity.
Exactly.
That's why we join this profession. And so I think taking an active role, sometimes you're right, it's scary. You have to be willing to take that next step in the journey, like you're saying, and come up with creative ways that we can, permeate, this whole vision that we have and mentor the nurses of the future.
We turn to the first thing that you said that was really critically important. Why are we nurses, or why are we in nursing?
That sometimes, it takes a conscious effort to stop and revisit the why. What were those important events that occurred? Who were those important people that influenced us? And revisit that, because that's part of who we are when you think about, our need to continue that fuel and that passion inside. Sometimes the fuel does, the fire does dwindle. We've all had periods of that. Those are the moments we have to be able to go back to. What was that why for us? Who was the influencer? And, maybe this is a time to thank them.
Yes.
And say thank you for your influence to me. And, and even though it's been, for some of the audience, it may just be a year into nursing, and some like me, it's 30 plus years.
Right.
It's just important to revisit that.